we are going to be designing the Ickabog! We are going to need today coffee and a fork. And we're going to be painting with these two items, which will be something that you may not have tried before, but we're going to see how it goes. What I really love about chapter 2 is that it doesn't give too much detail away. It leaves it up to the reader to decide what the Ickabog looks like. There are descriptions of it being possibly snake-like, or dragonish, wolf-like. I think there was a carving which had some legs and some big claws, but it's entirely up to you. It's up to you what your Ickabog looks like. You may want to jump straight in and get designing, or you could look for inspiration first. I would take a look at an artist called Brian Froud. He was an illustrator who really concentrated on fantasy-based creatures. He was brilliant. Check him out if you wish. Rather than going in straight with an Ickabog final outcome, I'm going to do some designing first. I'm going to start with different parts of the Ickabog and decide which ones I like, and then I'll probably do another design and then I'll go for the real thing. So I'm going to start by maybe just piecing together some kind of head shape. This one's going to be more reptilian. I'm going to do this line quite light so I can do teeth over the top. Yeah, so sort of really gaping large mouth there. It's going to come down and round, maybe something like that. I want a jaw. Yeah, that's good. Okay, not bad for the first head. I'm going to try and do more of a wolf-like head now. So I'm just doing basic light circles. This is one way you can have a go at doing designs. This is going to be the top of the muzzle area. And then maybe the end of the nose is going to be here. Mouth coming along. Something like that. And that's like a dog-like nose. Going up, meeting the eyes. Yeah, that's interesting. I think I'm preferring this one out of my two designs. Well, that does cheer me up. It's got a certain character about it. When it comes to hands, let's try and there's a creature called an eye, and the eye has these really spindly fingers that are really creepy. You've got one finger that's thinner than the rest and a lot longer. I think it's for something like pulling grubs out of a tree, if I remember right, something like that. So here we go, here are some really creepy fingers. Let's do another one in the back here. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's pretty cool. That's a yes. Yeah, we like that. Step 2, the body design. We're going to piece together the whole creature now, and we're going to do this using shapes to guide us. I would advise you keep your design simple and start by drawing basic shapes to what your body will look like. So this is the body shape. What the head's going to look like, so the head might be slightly raised. I might do the head in two different parts. You might do a shape like that, and if we're going to do some kind of crocodile mouth or snout to the dog or something like that, it might look like that. Your legs can be in different parts. Think of where the bends may be, and then the hands and claws. It could be back legs. Come up like this. This is the joint here, coming down like that, and then the back of the tail. So think of it like shapes like that. Draw your shapes in, and then you can very simply start to piece it together like this. You can obviously do a really large body, small head, the mouth may be open, may have long legs, maybe slightly shorter back legs. You may not have a tail, or it could be more like an elephant tail. And don't forget, if you are doing something like this, remember you may see the back legs as well. You can do as many designs as you like. This is the one that I've settled on, and I'm going to do this for my final creation. So let's get going with it. So you're now going to need some instant coffee and some kind of dish or pot to put a little bit of water in. We are then going to tip some of this instant coffee into the dish. Make sure you get permission first of the people at home. Okay, like I say, if you haven't got any coffee, you could always use tea as well. I actually had a play around on a previous lesson, and this is the kind of experiments I did before that. You can see that you can use coffee, you can use tea or soy sauce. Soy sauce is probably a little bit greasy and doesn't dry properly, so I would go with one of these two. I'll bring back this design, and this will just be a good idea to see how strong the coffee is. So it's about right. So you can see here I can go in, and if this was my design, I can use the back of the fork. So the back of the fork can be used for filling out bigger areas. I'm trying to shape around the creature as well. So this is going to be, the darker areas is going to be on the left side of the creature. I'm going to map in my design once again. So now we're ready to get going. So use your fork very delicately. I'm going to start just in this area here, getting some shadows around the jaw area. I'm just going in very delicately with where I want my dark patches to be. So inside the mouth, in this bit. I want a dark shadow around this kind of crease, just above the eye. Definitely want to go in to the pupil, nice and dark. And just carry on exactly like this for now. that is layer 1 complete. You can see that I've used directional marks to try and create shape, and little mark makings going around the body. I've got little details here like possible scales. I've gone in with the pupil really big, and that's going to be dark when I've finished it, when I go in with my second layer. I've also made the toenails of the creature a little bit darker, and obviously remembering the main point, which is everything to the left of the creature or below is going to be darker, so we've gone in with tone there. Please make sure you leave areas of white. For layer 2, I'm going to add a little bit more coffee into the mix just to try and get a slightly darker tone, but you'll find even without the extra coffee, just going over the top of a dry patch with more coffee will still go dark. The second layer is now dry, and you can see there's a really strong contrast between the darkest tone, the mid-tone, and then also the highlights, which is the white paper that has been left. We're now going to rub out some of these pencil lines, and we're going to add a shadow using pencil underneath. And I don't know what it's going to look like, we're going to give it a go and hope for the best. And there we have it, my version of the Ickabog. So now it's dry, I'm quite happy with my final design. I think it needs to be a little bit more creative, and I'm sure you'll do a better job of doing that. I wish I'd have put the wings in now, for example. Don't forget some of the other features like breathing fire or being able to split into 2 Ickabogs. Be as creative as you can, and yeah, I look forward to seeing what's going to be created today. Best of luck, people!